Let it out.
What's up? Come on, church. Let's welcome everyone watching online, all of our locations right now. Orange Park, we want to welcome you this weekend as we kick off our Awakening series called Soul Detox. You know, I believe at the beginning of every year, we need a soul detox from some of the stuff from last year. And, you know, it's amazing how just in the world that we live in, the world has a way of what I call gunking you up, just getting gunk on you. You know, the world that we live in, there's just so many voices and messages and with social media, and we're just bombarded with so much gunk and stuff from the world. What I find that's true about myself is I find by the time I get to the end of the year, without even realizing it, I've kind of become gunked up. I'm more carnal than I should be. Remember, all sin is carnality, but not all carnality is sin. And it's just kind of the world has a way of sticking to you. And when we're talking about soul detox, and we're talking about going into a season of awakening, it's kind of like giving your soul a spring cleaning. You know, if you clean your house, you know, you kind of have your regular weekly way that you clean the house. But every now and then, you need to get up over those fan blades. You know what I'm saying? You need to get you know, under the refrigerator. And it's amazing how your house can look clean, but when you really dig a little bit deeper, you can find that it's gotten really dirty just from picking up the crud that's in the air and all the dirt around that's built up over the year. Well, you know, unfortunately, our souls can do that very same thing. And so what awakening is all about is just getting filled up with the presence of God and letting His presence just flush out a lot of the worldly toxins, so to speak, that have been building up that have gotten on to us over this past year. So it's going to be a great season. Before we get started in the message, just a couple of resources I want to tell you about. Obviously, my book, Awakening, is out there. This is a new covenant approach to fasting, a new approach to faith fasting and spiritual freedom. 21 days to revolutionize your relationship with God. There's a devotional in here that you can read every day of the fast. And there's some things in here that will really, really help you. On page 136 and 137, I talk about the Daniel fast. That's what we're asking our church to do over this season, that everyone participate all 21 days in the Daniel fast. And we're going to look at that in just a few moments. But basically, what is the Daniel fast? The Daniel fast is basically abstaining from sweets, meats, processed foods. So in other words, just about everything except fruits and vegetables. You know what I'm saying? And you can have beans and whole grain rice and stuff like that. Another great resource is Rick Warren's Daniel Plan. I believe that's going to be up on your screen. DanielPlan.com, man, there's just some fantastic information. And Rick, some of y'all might have saw him. I can't remember if he was on 2020 or something like that, but he's really pushing the Daniel Plan as a lifestyle, not just the fast, but a lifestyle. And I really believe that everybody can do it, especially in today's age of, you know, whey protein and all the different type of supplements you can get. Obviously, you know, if you have a medical condition or you're just really, really skinny, you know, you might want to consult a doctor or something like that. In fact, I would definitely say consult a doctor and don't blame me if anything bad happens. Okay, so, but it's going to be a great, great season. Those books are out there. I'm going to be signing books next Sunday night, and I believe we have something like, you know, they're $10 a piece if you get two, because I want you to give one to a friend or family member that needs a move of God in their life this year. So if you have your Bibles, we're going to go to the book of Daniel, and we're actually in Daniel in our Bible reading plan, and I'm going to speak out of chapter 10 tonight. We're not in chapter 10 yet, but we're about to get there. And on that note, please pick up the bookmark out there, or you can go online, our Bible reading plan. I believe we have the best Bible reading plan in the entire world. You know why? Because you can actually do it. You can actually finish it. It's 1 chapter a day. Most plans, reading the Bible in a year, 4 chapters. If you just miss 2 days, you're 12 chapters behind. And you can never catch up. And if you do, you're just really reading through it and not meditating on the Word, which I believe is as equally important as reading the Word, is meditating on the Word. And so pick up that Bible reading plan out there. Very, very important in this 21 days that you follow along there. And also, just to let you know, most of y'all know this, most of my messages come out of, people ask, where do you get your messages? I get them out of my personal Devo time. That's why so many of my messages are out of a book that we're reading in our daily Bible plan. My kind of the way I preach is, if it tastes good to me, I serve it to you. To have some people that barbecue, some people that grill, know how to cook, that kind of thing. Well, do I have anybody that grills? Anybody that cooks in the audience? Y'all better wake up tonight. What I like to do is experiment with some things, and cook up a little something of this, something of that. If it tastes good to me, I'll cook it for the family. And that's kind of the same way that I do with spiritual food. And so pick that up. Let me read here out of Daniel chapter 10. Just to give you a little bit of context here. Daniel obviously is a book that has a lot of prophecy in it. I'm not going to get into that aspect of the book tonight. But here in chapter 10, Daniel is 85 years old. Can you believe that? 85 years old here in chapter 10. He's already kind of, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, he's witnessed that. He's been delivered out of the lion's den. He's seen, the writing on the wall and all these dreams and visions. And here he is at 85 years old, and God still has some amazing things and still wants to do some great things in Daniel's life. And I just want to encourage all of you tonight, listen, no matter where you are, no matter how old you are, no matter what you've been through, God is not through with you. He still has some great things that He wants to do in you and He wants to do through you. So here's Daniel, chapter 10. I'm going to begin reading in verse 1. It says, in the 3rd year of the reign of King Cyrus of Persia, Daniel had another vision. He understood that the vision concerned events certain to happen in the future, times of war and great hardship. It's a great book of prophecy. Verse 2, it says, when this vision came to me, I, Daniel, had been in mourning for 3 whole weeks. Now that word mourning in the Hebrew is a ball, and it doesn't mean like I was being sad. It means that I was seeking God, like I was seriously seeking God because I was stirred up in my soul. So it means basically that he was praying. He was seriously seeking God and praying. He said, I'd been in mourning or a ball praying for 3 whole weeks. There's the 21 days. That's where we get the 21 days from. Stovall, why do we fast for 21 days? Because this is the way that Daniel did it. Even psychologists will tell you that from a mental or emotional and a physiological standpoint, it takes 21 days either to break a bad habit or 21 days to establish a new habit. And I'm not a big biblical number guy, but I do know this. I know that 7 is the number of completion or perfection. And so if you think about it, 21 days is 3 sevens. Ecclesiastes says a 3-fold cord is not easily broken. You know what I'm saying? You got a bad habit in your life. It's like 3 sevens. It's like God gives it a left hook and a right hook and then an uppercut, and then that thing's out. So 21 days he had been praying, and then look at verse 3. It says, and all that time I had eaten no rich food. Okay, so no rich food. In America, that's like all food but fruits and vegetables. And you even got to watch vegetables these days. I'm just telling you this. If you order green beans from a restaurant and they taste like bacon, just make sure what you're ordering. I've had a couple of those things. I'm telling you, I had broccoli one time. I was preaching at a conference in Vegas. I ordered broccoli at a restaurant. I'm telling you, it was steak. It was broccoli, but I don't know what they cooked it in, but, took me out of my zone, man. No, I'd eat no rich food, no meat or wine. Cross my lips. I want to give you some good news. Coffee is on the fast. Coffee is a bean juice. All right? Have your coffee. See, some of you right there, half of y'all were going to walk out. I ain't doing this thing. I just told you coffee was okay. You're like, I'm in, man.